Whether it's business,
arts, relationships,
or social issues.
Life is all about balance.
3 minds, 3 voices, and a plethora of wisdom and intellect.
Welcome to Balancing the Bars
with
Abina,
Dahlia,
and Jamicia. Every Sunday at 5 p.m., join this safe space we've created
to share and learn ways in which we can all
balance the bars in our daily lives. Follow us on YouTube,
Instagram, Facebook,
and Twitter at
Balancing the Bars.
Good day and welcome to another fun, exciting and edutaining, yes I said that, edutaining episode of Balancing the Bars. It's such a pleasure to be here. I am your host, Jamicia McCalman,
Abina Gomes,
Arian Dahlia Richmond.
And you guys would have watched the first episode of BTB last week.
Ugly
Truths
about entrepreneurship.
Hashtag
real.
Yeah. The struggle is real and the feedback, it has been so overwhelming and we appreciate you guys. But remember to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like, share, comment, give us your feedback, let us know how the episodes have been helpful to you. And again, share it, okay? So girls, today we have another exciting episode, as I said, and we're gonna be talking about who run the world?
Girls.
Who run the world?
Girls.
Who run this mother?
Girls still.
We're gonna be talking about International Day of the Girl Child, and the theme is
My voice, our equal future, girls breaking barriers.
Fun fact, she was struggling to remember that theme.
I got it
Being
though.
candid here, right?
I got it though.
Right. So I'm really excited about this episode. Abina, they won't just be hearing from us today.
That is true. We did tell you guys that we won't be the only ones sharing our experiences. We also have an expert today on the podcast to share her experiences and to share more about International Day of the Girl Child. We have Miss Lagan from the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. Welcome.
Very fancy.
And good afternoon, everyone. It has been a pleasure having these young, beautiful, vibrant women.
She's talking about
Look
us.
Young
who's
girls.
talking though. Look
Girls.
who's talking.
And then I asked them, what is podcast? And I didn't know, And I said, someone told me it's like The View, and I said, oh, I'm going to quarrel. So, chatting with them, it's becoming, this is it. So I'm learning from them, and they're going to learn from me too. And so I want to say to our viewers, keep it going. Like my beautiful.
Yes.
I term her to be Miss Beautiful. I'm going to find names for the other
Yes,
two before I
please
leave.
do.
Yes. She said, tune in, send in your comments. We need to know. We need your feedback so that we can make the program and make the changes way forward.
Yeah.
So yes, like she said earlier, we're going to celebrate International Day of the Girl Child,
Yes.
on October the 11th. And so I would just want to give a little background before we go into this
Definitely.
whole thing.
Yeah.
And so since 2012, October 11th has been marked as International Day of the Girl. Not the girl child, but the girl. And we have time for the men and the boys,
Yes.
but we're focusing on the girl at this time.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. The day aims to highlight and address the needs and challenges girls face while promoting girls' empowerment and the fulfillment of their human rights. This year, under the theme My Voice, Remember, my voice, our equal future, girls breaking the barriers. We will celebrate girls from all walks of life who are boldly demanding action against discrimination, violence, education, and inequality. Okay? So for this year's International Day of the Girl Child, we are working alongside and other partners, and supporting all girls to amplify their voices and to stand up for their rights. Listen to that.
Yeah.
To stand up for their rights. You have rights and you have to stand up for your rights, my dear. And we mentioned the theme earlier, and I want to reinforce it. Under the theme, my voice, our equal future, and
Girls breaking barriers.
So, as part of the month-long effort with and for girls, the Gender Affairs Bureau, the Child Protection Agency, both of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, our civil society, whom we have to engage and to bring them on board, and other partners, together we are going to work on bringing programs together, advocacy, communication, and public engagement, elevating process for and with girls. Having said all of that, I want to hear from you.
Definitely, because I wanted, before we go to all of that, because we're talking about so many issues that girls and women by extension face, whether it's in the health sector, education, gender-based violence. So I want to ask my sisters, ask my girls, like, let's say story time, you know?
Yay.
And Miss Lagan, you will be allowed to, we want to hear from you too. What are some of the issues that are, Dalia, you can start sharing, that as a young woman, as a girl growing up, that you would have faced and had to, you know, break through that barrier?
I would definitely say the pressure for a career path. As a girl, you know that you're supposed to, trust me, not supposed to, do certain things that are kind of maternal in nature, you know, okay, here, be a nurse or be a teacher and whatnot. And I didn't want to do those things. That was a very big pressure, and it came from all sides. It came from family, school life, even your friends saying, oh, you know, you're a kind person, maybe you should be this or be that. And I think that it's something that can lead a lot of young girls to believing that that's what you want without really and truly delving into your own being and your own mind and your own talents. You know, you kind of get brainwashed at an early age and saying, okay, well, you know what, do this. And for that reason, going into high school, I entered into the wrong stream, given I learned things and I was good at it, but it wasn't my passion. So I had to make a conscious decision that, hey, this is not what I want to do, and I'm going to start feeding what I actually want to grow. Yeah.
And that's the right to an education.
Yes.
Right to an education.
Yes.
Right to one of the rights of the child.
One of the most important.
Yes, and it's very, very important. And I'm glad that you flagged that point, because I want our listeners and our young girls in particular to listen to some of the experiences shared by you young women.
Yeah.
And
Maybe you would have gone through that, huh?
Yeah, and I believe that education is the foundation for so many things.
Right.
Because even if we're
have
talking
to.
about mental health, gender-based violence, health care, you need to be educated in those areas, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel like that is the foundation for
Very much.
every other issue that we face in society as a girl child. So
I think I would have to relate to Dahlia to an extent, because growing up I was always the creative, and I kind of, in Wakenham, you don't really have that many options of what you want to do, so it's mostly, okay, you're going to be a teacher, or you're going to be a doctor, and that extends to society as its own. So growing up, my mother was always like, okay, you're going to go into medicine. Then she realized that I loved public speaking. She's like, okay, maybe then you're going to do law. So it was always a tug of war. Where am I going to go? And then I decided as a young woman I was going to do computer science, and it's a male-dominated field.
STEM.
So I am now going into this field as a young woman, having to prove that I am worthy and I should be here. So for the first year of my program, I suffered from imposter syndrome a little bit. I was like, why am I here? Should I be here? Should I be doing this? But getting into it, I realized which aspect I really liked, and I was able to increase or raise my confidence. So now nobody can tell me that, oh, you shouldn't be doing computer science or you don't belong in this field. So I know where I belong and I know what purpose I serve.
Yeah.
I think that's I think that's very important for young women to understand as well too. Although people may want to put you into a box, you have to understand your path and you have to understand your purpose.
And just break the barrier from that, because we live in a society that tells you women should be this, men should be this, women shouldn't be this, men should be this. So to be able to break the barrier and to get involved in an area or in a field, as you said, that's highly dominated by men, like, you go girl, 10 points for you. 10 points for you.
You see, society ascribe roles
Yeah.
for women or for boys and girls. Girls do this, boys do this. And so you grow up with that. But as you get older, when I say older in quote, you decide now, because you focus, you have an objective. This is what I want to become. And here I'm going to work towards that. But you have to break the barriers. Yeah. And it's up to a young woman to decide if I'm going to go this path or I'm going to go this path. Of course, you have peer pressure, you have your parents, but you have to decide, if I go here, this is my achievement. If I go there, this is my downfall.
And I think it's my turn. I think when we talk about the issues that girls face, like one that I personally relate to would definitely be sexual violence, and that's under gender-based violence. And for me, having experienced that, and if you follow me, you would know that I've been championing that cause through my foundation, Heart to Heart Foundation, through the launch of Project C, which is Save, Eliminate, and Educate, which aims to raise awareness to sexual violence and its effect on your mental health and well-being. So for me, breaking the barrier it means ensuring that another young girl doesn't become a part of that 35% of women who experience gender-based violence, ensuring that another girl doesn't become that 1 in 3 who experience gender-based violence. And that is using my voice, right, to help break those barriers and the resources that I have available to me to educate them on how the signs to look for in an abuser, how to go about reporting it, teaching parents and women how to look out for those signs in their children, because sometimes as women and mothers we're very ignorant to these things, so that's my way of my story of how I am as a young woman working to break those barriers.
Very, very interesting and important points that you brought up a couple of seconds ago, and it's very key, and I do hope that our viewers and our listeners are listening to the key points that you would have made, because as we look in society, we find that parents, because of their dual roles that they have, they sometimes snub the children. They don't have time for their children. And we find now, I don't know for what reason we have so many single parents. And the single parent, not only single parent, we have quite a lot of young single parents. We have men also as single parents. And so they have not gone through the entire cycle to understand what it is to bring forth a child. You're already a child. You're bringing a child into this world. You don't have time, because the gentleman or the young man that you made that child for has gone his way. And so you have to fend for that child. You don't have time. You have to leave this child with everyone. And so when you leave this child today with Gold, Abina, everybody else, so many things are happening to that child. But when that child comes to tell you, do you have time to listen to that child? And that is when advantage take those children, because you don't have the time, so they go to someone else, but someone else just explain to them, but do the practical things on the children. And there again you have the cycle. It's a vicious cycle. It is a vicious cycle. And so we have to educate, and I'm glad that you young women can share your experiences, and this is what you have to do on the program. Share your experiences, but teach the young people out there, this is not the right path. And if you change the mind of one young woman and one young man, you make a difference.
So true.
You make a difference in the lives of so many, because they will become parents. And I'm really admiring the way that this program has been going.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
I love what you said about being able to shift the mindset, because it brings me to Abina, whose foundation, the Shine Your Light Initiative, as her mantra is teach.
Give a man a fish.
Yes.
And you feed him for a day,
Yes.
but teach a man to fish. And you
yeah.
feed him for a lifetime.
Yep.
So I think it's important that while we may want to give resources, like physical things for persons to be able to use to build themselves, we also have to work on their mindset.
Yeah.
And also have to
Vital.
raise that awareness within themselves so they too can go out into their communities and their respective spaces and be able to offer that help too.
Yeah. Because I always say to people that handouts, if I give you something today, I give you a hamper today, what happens next 2 weeks? The hamper finished. What happens after that? You have to come back to me, or you go to someone else for another hamper, or you go for something else, and that's how you move your life. But I'm glad that you have the foundation that you teach a man to fish, and they fish for their life.
That is true.
Yes, and they will help their families also, because when they can do something, it's an income coming in. And you see, you have to balance the scale, because if both woman and man or husband and wife are working, it helps to elevate that family.
Everyone.
And the children and the family sees that mommy and daddy is working, money are coming in, and so they now will either take on, and I'm telling you, all our fingers are not even. And so you will have one among the lot that doesn't, I don't have time, I'm getting everything.
Yeah.
So I don't have time to do more. I'm getting from home. We have that in our families. I have that. My brother thinks that, oh, if I said to him, you think that's, you feel we're robots, so you just press a button. I need a booth. I need a $20. I need $1,000. I need a shirt. I need a pants. And then you go all the time like this, and it's coming. And if you lost it, you don't have time. Oh, I can squeeze that button again, and it's going to come. So I said to him, don't you call me? And when he asked me one day, this is true, he asked me, you could give me a raise, and I said, how high? Because I'm very short, and you're tall, and I can't take you very far. If you stand here, I can just lift you like this. And it's worth nothing but a $500.
But that's vital though. That's actually, it's a symbolism.
Yeah, and that's something that we see a lot in Guyanese culture. Granny's son is so I'll hire you on.
I've actually never heard that one though.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you Guyanese?
She's learning.
Definitely. But Miss Lagan, I want to ask, because we're talking about these issues that girls face again in the health sector, education, and even if we look at equality and equity, and we know that, as Dalia shared earlier, that how many was the percentage of girls in the world?
It's 1.1 billion girls under the age of 18.
Under the
Now
age of
more than
18.
ever in human history. It's
Right.
exciting.
So we have so many women out there, but yet still we face things like unemployment, discrimination in the workplace,
Yeah.
Sexual violence.
Sexual violence. When you look at Parliament, we're now trying to, match the
It
figures.
should
to
be
how
the
much-
50-50.
The 50.
But they're working
Right.
towards.
There's progress. 10 points for progress,
Yeah.
But how far more do you think Guyana has to go when it comes to challenging all of these issues that we have, and what is the ministry doing to combat these issues?
Well, I can tell you that this is one of it on your program, Breaking the Barriers.
Yes.
And that is why we add to the theme, Breaking Barriers, Girls Breaking Barriers.
Yes.
Because it's going to be something that makes life different. There is no one ministry that can take on the challenge.
Definitely.
We have to, because when we look at things like violence, okay, that's up our street, that's ours. But then mental health, something would cause this person to be like this. Are we looking at the causes? We have to look at the cause. why Miss Lagan behaving so silly? Something is wrong with her.
Cause and
Okay.
effect,
Oh, she
yeah.
came in just now. Her hair was looking really untidy.
It was just a breeze and you had a busy day.
She had a busy day. Oh, she went in and she calmed her nerves and everything went back. Oh, that's it. So now, why is it Abina? Something's wrong with Abina. Definitely. She's coming to work every day. What is it? We have to reach out. We have to reach out. Too often we ignore what is happening to our brothers and sisters, and we have to be our brothers and sisters keepers. And unless we become that role model, we can never change society. Of course, not everyone would want us, because they would say to you, she won't mind my business.
Yeah.
She won't know everything. But I'm going to tell you. And when persons come to my desk every day, I say to them, but you're not telling me the truth. Something else is behind that. Why this happened? Why? Don't be afraid. Tell me. And unless you tell me, you cannot get help. And so we have to help each and every one of our colleagues, our friends in the workplace.
Collective
Look out
effort.
for them. In your family circle, you have to be friends. You have to be more than a brother and sister to each other, to your mother and father. And it begins in the home. It starts in the home. And then it comes into society where you have peer pressure. And if I don't get this boots and I don't get those tear-up pants and so on, I'm not in the fashion. No, and if my shoulders don't show, I'm not in the fashion. Lie.
Yes.
There are so many challenges out there. And so people take those things on. I can't look like her. And so I can't go there. Because when I came in, I said, these beautiful girls, how am I going to sit with them? They're young, that kind of thing. But come on, you have to set the example.
Definitely.
So, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Human Services, Education, everyone has come on board
That collective
and
effort.
have a holistic approach towards.
Okay, and we have, in addition to building networks, I believe that we must have activities that we can do to help raise awareness. But before I ask you, Ms. Lagan, I want to ask the girls, as young women, we're all creative, hence balancing
I like
the
that.
bars.
Creative.
We're all creative beings. So, Dahlia, what would be an activity or an initiative that you would, suggest that Guyana by extension and maybe the ministry can use to help bring awareness to International Day of the Girls and the issues that girls face?
So I know that we're in a time where everybody is more glued to their devices than ever. And I think and this is actually inspired from something I saw on the ministry's page that they're already starting to roll out, is a social media campaign. Now, I feel as though we can definitely use our devices for the better, and it goes back to really and truly, I would say, being genuine with yourself and sharing your own truth. You never know. Somebody could be scrolling and feeling horrid about themselves, and they read an experience you've been through, something to motivate them. There was something I did under my social enterprise, Dalila Artista, called the Never Give Up Challenge, hashtag the Never Give Up Challenge. And I think something definitely under the lines of, I'm proud to be a girl because, I fought through this. This is my triumph. I've been through these adversities, but yet still, I'm proud to be a girl. Something of that sort. Get you all riled up, because we should be giving ourselves props. Women, we go through so much, and yet still we show up every day, and even on the days we don't feel like showing up, we still do. And
true.
I think that we definitely need to reflect and just celebrate each other.
I feel you.
You have
man.
to
I feel
celebrate
you.
yourself and your achievements.
Definitely.
Too often we wait
Too
for,
often.
not to stray from the topic, but too often we wait for people to celebrate us.
Yeah.
And we're celebrating us. It's our month.
It's
our month,
our
actually.
month.
It's our month. Let me pause to say that it is the 4th of October, and we're all Scorpio babies.
Yes.
Daddy and I.
Including me.
You're Scorpio.
Oh, yes!
Yes,
That's the
you're
energy
Taurus.
right
You're
there.
Taurus. Yeah.
That's the synergy right there.
October
Her and
29th.
I share the same birthday.
I'm on the 2nd of November.
Yes.
Belated.
October 29th, October 13th, November.
November.
13th.
November 13th.
I'm a
Oh.
November baby.
Yes.
Back to regular programming. But yes, I love it. Abina, what's your?
I think I would definitely have to agree with Dahlia's point, but apart from doing these social media challenges and just sharing information on social media, we do have to reach out to those persons in the communities that can actually help to make an impact, because Guyana has 10 regions. And not everybody would have access to the internet, to TV, to radio. So we do have to dig deeper to see who are those point persons in the communities that we can share resources with and to help them aid in spreading that message. But apart from what Dahlia and I had suggested, I know Ms. Lagan, the ministry has a lot planned for the 11th, and
Very
this
much.
month particularly. Would you be able to share some of that with us?
Very well. Thank you for asking me to share with you, because I want the viewers to know what we're doing and what we've planned for the girl, celebrating the girl this month. And so some of the key activities, I'll only list about 4 of them. We have quite a lot because other organizations are also partnering with us. But we're taking the lead this year. It's the first time that we're taking the lead in this whole celebration. The bookmark design competition. And here is where we have it for the children in the school. And it's My Voice or Equal Future, you said it, Girls Breaking Barriers. And that's between 12 to 25 years. And it was on the Facebook, all social media, for young girls to enter the competition. Well, of course, when we say competition, there is somebody looking out for something.
Yes.
So we'll have a judging. And so the first, second, and third prizes will be, guess what?
Tablets.
Computer?
Come on.
Tablets, phones, computers,
a cash
money.
A scholarship?
But we're in the period of COVID.
Yeah.
And so everybody's doing virtual.
Yeah.
So we're going to give them 1 tablet each.
You see, we were right. We were right.
Yes, so they're going to get a tablet each. But in addition to that, that bookmark will be packaged to all the children in the schools. And at the back of the bookmark will have important telephone numbers, so that should something happen to a child, let's say sexually abused, violence, something happens to the child will be able to make contact with the agency, organization, or the ministry.
I love it.
Yeah, so that's just part, that's only one part I'm sharing with that competition. And we're encouraging young girls to get on board, send in your entries. The judges are already waiting. You can send it in to Gender Affairs Bureau at gmail.com.
Yeah.
Sorry. We have parents and daughter conversation. This has already been recorded. And I will only say to you that we didn't have mother and daughter alone, but we had father and daughter. Talking about their roles, their relationship. The first time you saw your daughter, what it brought home to you. How did you feel? And then looking in the eyes of your father or your mother and your daughter, say something to them. I can say to you, it brought tears, it brought emotion, it brought excitement to someone. But you will see it.
Definitely.
My mind is already gone into the
yes.
emotional sphere
I'm
of
looking-
things.
Definitely looking
yes.
forward to
That
seeing
sounds like my favorite activity
Yeah,
so
so
far.
we've done that recording already. We've edited, everything is on board. So the final activity will be on the day itself, the 11th of October at 4 p.m. I want our listeners and viewers to tune in because it's going to be excitement. And I want to say, listen, people would be surprised. And I heard Gomes, Abina just mentioned the 10 administrative regions. I want to say to you, we have activities coming from those regions. As far as Region 9, as far as Region 10, young girls and women are coming on board. And you will hear them and see them perform dramatic poetry, songs, dances, something that you think only a young man or this activity is only for a man. You would see how our young girls are showing off their talents. They're breaking barriers.
Breaking barriers.
Yes. And so we have, the rally will be streamed on television, all the media platform. We have, like I said, we have cultural items, we have the address by the Honorable Minister, and at that point in time, she is going to talk with a few of the young girls to share their experiences. And you know the minister herself, how she is, she's this people person.
Yes, she is.
And, you know, persons gravitating to her.
Yeah.
So and we have young girls hosting the event that our MCs are young girls. And so some of them will be sharing their stories as to where they came, their objective, and how they're breaking barriers live. Some of these activities will be live, some will be recorded and streamed. So I want to say to all, come on board. In some of the activities they will talk how they've been involved in STEM. And STEM, you see, basically is like for young boys. And if we were following that trend, we would have seen our young girls making history, not locally, but regionally and internationally. So I want to encourage everyone to take time out to have that Sunday afternoon for yourself. It's a treat. It's a concert. Even though it's a rally, you say it's a rally with a concert, it's a rally with a difference. Join us, the Ministry of the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security. We're looking forward. I want to say thanks to all our partners who would have come on board, and from you young women, continue your good work.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Ms. Lagan, for coming. And as you heard it right here, you've seen it right here, International Day of the Girls is being celebrated on October 11. And feel free, we encourage you to go down in the comment section and share your stories. What are some barriers as a young woman and as a woman you were able to break? We want to hear your story. We will share your story on our Instagram and our Facebook page if you so desire.
It was a pleasure. Definitely. I think I learned a lot today, and I think the perspective on how we view ourselves as women has definitely changed. And I do encourage everybody, I keep saying it, one that it is built down. So whatever you can do to encourage a young woman, to encourage a young girl, definitely you should be doing so.
Any final words, Dahlia?
I'm just thankful to our viewers because just like how we learned so much from each other, I know that you guys are going to consume so much today and you're going to use it for the better and enter the competition.
Yes.
Share it with someone, share this video with someone. You never know which young person is just budding with talent or just waiting for an outlet.
That's true.
You know, let them have this tablet, please and thank you. You know, give them the opportunity to shine.
Yes.
Awesome. It's such a pleasure sharing this platform with you girls. A beautiful Sunday afternoon yet again. But make it more beautiful by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Remember, we're available on all major podcasting platforms. We have
Spotify, Google Play, we have Anchor, Apple Podcasts, of course.
YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook.
follow us, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I am Jimmy Sima Kalman.
I am Abina Gomes.
And I am Arian Dahlia Richmond.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of Balancing the Bars, where balance brings peace. Bye-bye.
Bye.